What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover original show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Grind with your hosts, Slimzilla and Yeti.
Vover. It's grind time. Good morning, Yeti. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Jordan. What's up?
Not much, bro. Not much. It was a bit of a sober weekend. Obviously, England didn't get the win, and he wasn't coming home. But apart from that, I'm all good.
Rough weekend for my England fan, but you know what? Otherwise, you said you were going to take off for the week to England, so I'm glad I got you here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't get on that plane. It saved me some money, so I can't complain.
There
right?
we go.
So I was reading up on the news this morning. I seen that Stephen A. Smith is getting reportedly $12 million, and obviously he's a big face in America in the sport industry. How does people like Stephen A. Smith and other broadcasters like Shannon and Skip, how are they perceived in sports, especially like something like the NFL? Because in England, then it doesn't seem more brash as they are in America. They can kind of like get after the players. Like how is that for you, and how are they looked upon in your industry?
Media is tough. It's honestly, I think you're afraid of them at first. You're literally, you can say anything to them and they can spin it into whatever they want. So it's they're kind of scary people, man. You go out there, after the game, and they're in there in your locker room or during the week, and you talk to them, and they're so nice to you, and there's good back and forth, and then they write something, you're like, the heck was that?
Wait, I didn't say that.
Like, we keep letting these people that are talking bad about us right into our room. It's kind of weird, but it's always hard. I mean, obviously with this kind of platform, you know, maybe we're sort of a part of that world in some ways, but I think I just wish that the people that were doing it, you know, Stephen A. and the rest of those guys, they're getting paid so well. I just hope that they have a lot of thought that goes into what they say, and understanding that when they have that kind of platform, it's really affecting people. Because like in my case, I had a guy like him say a few things during free agency, and it cost me millions of dollars, and it hurt, man. And it was nothing.
That's gonna hurt, bro.
It was just a guy going up and having a fit in front of a microphone, and all of a sudden the team that was going to sign me doesn't want to sign me the next day. And that kind of stuff is really pretty tough, you know. And I just hope that they understand that maybe if they have something against the team, or if they want to say something, that they understand that with their platform, it trickles down and it's affecting people. And I think everybody should really think about that when they're on any platform, you know.
Is there a lot of media training in, like, when you're coming up as a rookie, or is it just kind of like do they protect you from it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I didn't know anything about it. Maybe there was like some secret group of popular players had it.
Yeah, the quarterback and all the famous guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think they probably figured Skuta's never going to get a chance to talk to me. Let's not waste the money. Because, you know, the only thing that I really liked actually was Marvin Lewis once said, like, get into the locker room and really take the advantage to cool down and relax and collect your thoughts, because they're coming in there and they're putting a microphone right in your face, and you don't want to just be off the tip when that's going on, right? Like, you want to have some clear thoughts ready, so that when they do come in and talk to you, you have something thoughtful ready to say to them, instead of getting caught off guard, because they're going to catch you off guard with some, you know, especially a quarterback. They come at their head. It's crazy.
But that's what it's weird for me, because in England there's no media or nothing like that in the locker room ever. Because for me, there's so much tension, like win lose. So your process of how you think is completely different to, okay, let me get showered. Okay, now I'm going to leave the locker room and I'm going to see the media. So then you're almost trained to do that. But whereas, say for you, for instance, if I don't know, you played bad or whatever, and then all of a sudden there's a mic in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got time to collect your thoughts, and you're gonna say so.
And you're naked.
But for the
you're naked.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. You're naked
in the locker room. Like, these girls from ESPN are sitting there staring at you undressed, and then come up and want to talk to you about an interview, and it's like, what? Like, literally, where else would that be legal? Take a group of women, you know, the WNBA or something, and do they let guy reporters just walk in when they're naked? Like, does that happen? I'd like to know. I'd like to know what goes on there, because they do it to us. It's weird. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Because when I come to the MLS, it was the same thing. Like, we was at a game, and then go shower, and then you come out, obviously shower. You just got like your towel on, and there's like all of a sudden there's all these like reporters in the room, and I'm like, wait, so what? Like, we're just doing interviews in the locker room. And then obviously when seeing like your ESPN and your Fox, and you see that players in the locker room and just getting like interviews straight after, I was like, for me, it's mind-boggling, because in England, I think the players have never really got on with like media because of how tabloids are there, especially like newspapers, like every day. And most of the time it's always like trashing players and those kind of things. And there was always trying to find a story that sells, which is mostly like negative stuff, right? So There's always been that barrier between the players and obviously the media. Even like, say, the Euros, I think players go into there with so much pressure just from the country and the media itself, because if they do any slight thing wrong, the media just on them straight away. Yeah. So we kind of get protected in that aspect. And we have like, when you turn rookie and like you have a bit of media training, but I used to hate doing interviews, like hate it. I used to get, as soon as that bright light come on, right, I was like,
really?
Yeah, bro.
I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, like I was like, when I was young, I was confident, but like shy with people that I didn't know.
Okay.
So and obviously as you grow and your role gets a bit bigger, like becoming a leader and like vice captain and that kind of stuff, you have to speak more.
Right. And to be fair too, you were young, right? I mean, this is when you were how old?
Like, 17.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have known how to talk to me either.
In my head, I'm just thinking, I'm just trying not to sweat.
I think that makes total sense that for a 17-year-old, man.
But yeah, then obviously as time goes by, you get more confident in that. But yeah, man, I was just, because they're hanging on every word you're saying. If you say something slightly wrong, that's what sells.
Yeah. And with you talking about how you sort of band together over there because of the tabloids and stuff, like, I feel like we need to start doing that here in some ways, because it's just, I don't know. I think it's like we do everything backwards, right? Like as soon as you get drafted right now, you run onto a stage and you hug the commissioner of the NFL, the guy that puts all these rules and fines on you. Like, why are we doing that? I don't understand why we're doing that. And why do we want to be around all these media people? Like, it's kind of weird how there's like sort of an intermixing of the media and the athlete, but yeah, the media guy is still talking trash about people. I don't get that. I wish there was more banding together as players to tell these people, like, hey, we're not going to give you interviews anymore if you keep doing this. Because with the rise in social media and everything else right now, the strength of the player is greater. We don't have to wait for the media to have our words out in the world, right? We can just, if you have one, get on your Twitter account and your words go to the world. Like, why are we continuing to suck up to this, basically middleman of your words and letting them do what they want with it, and still being cool with them? It's a weird kind of thing to me.
Do you think that broadcast networks have kind of seen that players have more of like that social power, so then they're hiring more ex-athletes because they are having them as the go-between? Because, like, say for instance, if I played in NFL and you retired and then me and you were friends and then you want to do an interview, I'm going to feel that I can talk more freely to someone like yourself rather than just a normal anchor, you know what I
mean? Right. And I mean, to also, like, these guys don't know what's going on out there, like I don't know. I don't know. You hardly know what's going on. I mean, it's hard enough when you're in the league to figure out what's going on your own offense, let alone a guy sitting on the outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably a push for some of the social media stuff and the attention that you can get from having a player on there. But also, in my perspective, like it's a push to get somebody that actually knows what's going on out there.
Yep.
I mean, when you have Ryan Clark, on ESPN, I love watching him because that guy is an OG of the NFL. He knows everything. He understands the business. I think he was a free agent, but anyways, traveled around a lot for a while and then found his home in Pittsburgh and balled. And I love that guy, and I really enjoy watching him. So I think athletes are the main people watching ESPN, probably, or like ex-athletes, maybe at least played in high school. And I think anybody can see that some people just don't know what they're talking about. They're just on there, like chatting it up, and it's like
just talking complete breeze.
Yeah, I mean, like they might have had all the media training and all that stuff in the world, wear all the makeup, but they do not know shit. I mean, like,
I think that's why it's a bit different in England, because most of the pundits are now ex-athletes. Like ex-soccer players, all that are on like Sky Sports News and Sky Sports One, like commentating on the game. They kind of have been there, so and they've won a lot of things. You know what I mean? So it's not like if they're saying something, it's like, well, I can't say much. But then you have the tabloid side, which is mostly like journalists and reporters that have never touched a football in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're coming in and writing all these derogatory things about players, etc. So for me it's weird, because every morning I'm watching and you watch someone like Shannon, and I think a lot of people like him because of what he's accomplished. But when he talks reckless, it's like, well, he's saying it for a reason, but you can't really come at it because the man's got like 3 Super Bowls.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, when it's sort of like being in the locker room in some weird way, how much well, it's not really weird. I mean, how much you've done really speaks for who you are on that team and if you're a leader or not. And sometimes, and this is where it's the weird way, people that get paid more get more respect around the locker room just because I don't know what reason. But so I guess, in some ways, maybe as soon as people know how much Stephen A makes now, he'll probably get more and more viewers. It just seems to happen that way. I don't know how that works, but it's a weird thing. Media is so crazy to me, especially right now. I mean, they've torn me up. They've torn me up.
Feels like I'm getting rid of all my handles. I'm not dealing with
like with the things that have happened throughout my career, it's like you just want to scream at them, like, at least do some research into what you're writing. Like, just don't put out random stuff that, you want to get clicks or whatever. And so it's a really sort of frustrating topic for me in a lot of ways. But you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. So,
there you go. And that's what we're doing on the grind, brother.
We're out here on the grind trying to straighten out the world.
Hey, as I keep saying, we got to keep grinding.
Keep grinding. Keep going at it.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Hey, always a pleasure to see you, man. And I'll catch you tomorrow, bro. But hey, keep grinding. See you later, bro. Peace.
Vover.